Hi, I'm Anthony Hunt, the Director of Music at St Peter's Cathedral. This is the first in a series of short videos where I'm going to explain a little bit about the music we sing at the Cathedral. Today I'm going to begin with the Mass, and specifically with the beginning of the Mass, the Kyrie. The Mass is an ancient celebration, and whilst various forms and texts have changed, of course, over the years, the essential structure remains the same. It begins with a gathering of the people, with introductory rites and welcoming. Then follows the liturgy of the Word, readings from the Old Testament, the New Testament, from the Psalms, and culminating in a reading from one of the Gospels. After this, the Mass moves into the Eucharist, the preparation and administration of the Communion, and it concludes with the dismissal, which is sending the people out into the world. The Kyrie is part of that first introductory rite. Now, the Greek word eleison is a request for mercy. The words Kyrie eleison, Christe eleison are invocations for mercy. The first Kyrie being to God the Father, and then Christe, Christ, to God the Son. The Kyrie is first recorded appearing in the Latin Mass of Western liturgy in round about the 6th century, probably having been imported from Eastern liturgies. And it is still sung in Greek to this day, although of course in the Anglican Church we often sing it in English as well. In some churches, the Kyrie is only sung during the penitential seasons of Advent in Lent, and in others it is sung year-round. Musical settings of the Kyrie are frequently reflective in nature. It is a prayer, after all. They also tend to invoke a sense of mystery and also of anticipation at the beginning of the service. The text itself has a great structure for composition. Musically, it is often illustrated with an arch structure, beginning low and soft, and then building in the middle Christe section, and then returning to where it began for the final Kyries. One of the interesting things about the Kyrie is that because there is so little text, it is quite common for the setting to be quite the musical exploration. Even the very earliest settings, the Gregorian chants from around the 10th century, already have quite florid and expressive settings of the text, stretching out the words with ever more elaborate music. By the 14th century, composers were writing settings of the Kyrie that lasted for over 10 minutes. In many ways, it is this brevity of the text and the conciseness of the single idea of the prayer that makes the Kyrie one of the most expressive musical parts of the Mass. I've included below this video a couple of links to two Kyrie settings that I think reflect this well. The first is by the 16th century Franco-Flemish composer Josquin de Prez. It captures, I think, the penitential nature of the Kyrie, the arch shape, and the sense of musical exploration and invention in long, elaborate phrases that stretch out the short text. Similarly, but in a completely different style, is by Hungarian composer Zoltán Kodály from his Missa Brevis. And it features some incredibly high, angelic singing, which maybe conjures images of incense swirling high in the cathedral at Mass.